Life is full of choices, and at H&R Block we know the best lived lives can't be boxed in. That's why we use our 70 years of expertise to make your money work for what matters to you, for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
Call this meeting to order. Roll
Mayor-
call.
Mayor Parsons,
Present.
Vice Mayor Vasquez. Here. Commissioner Laura,
Here.
Commissioner Landry,
Here.
Commissioner Warren.
Here.
We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Invocation.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager and staff, in behalf of the Ministerial Alliance, I want to thank you for the privilege to come and to pray with you tonight. At this time, if I could just ask for all of us, if we just bow our head in reverence to the Lord, let us pray together. Father God, I thank you for this special night. I thank you for the privilege, Lord, to come and to pray for our city commissioners, Lord. Father God, I have a special prayer tonight. I want to thank you, Lord, for the appointment of our mayor, Jeff Parsons, and our vice mayor, Miss Janet Vasquez. Commissioners and city manager and staff, I want to thank you for the privilege once again to pray with you tonight. And Father God, my special prayer tonight is for our newly appointed and elected mayors, Jeff Parsons and Vice Mayor Janet Vasquez. Tonight I pray for God's wisdom. I pray for his strength for you as you serve to the very best of your ability. Father God, tonight I pray for your hand upon their service with thankfulness for serving our city, our community. Father God, I pray for community support tonight. And Father God, once again, as we continue in prayer, I thank you for this time that we spend together praying. Tonight I pray once again, Lord, for our mayor, our vice mayor, all our commissioners, our city manager, Scarlett, and staff, our complete staff, and all the employees. And especially, Lord, I think of our street department, Lord, at this time with this winter weather. I have a special prayer for our law enforcement, our police departments, our fire department, our first responders. Father God, I pray for each one of these tonight, for community support, for your wisdom, Lord, as they make decisions, they seek your wisdom, Lord, and for reassurance as each one of you work to accomplish your duties in serving our city, our community. I pray for each one of you tonight with thankfulness, once again, for sharing your time, your wisdom, and having a heart of service in serving our city and community. And once again, Lord, I ask for community support as each one of these serve to the very best of their ability. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Okay, item number 1, awards, proclamations, and presentations. Lawyer of the Quarter.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners. It is my pleasure to present the Employees of the Quarter Award for the fourth quarter for the year of 2025. This quarter, we found it difficult to select just one recipient, so we have chosen to recognize 2 outstanding individuals. Before announcing their names, I would like to highlight the significance of this award. The Leadership Excellence Award recognizes employees who exemplify exceptional leadership qualities. These individuals inspire innovation, foster collaboration, and make the significant positive impacts on their departments. They serve as role models, motivating others and encouraging a supportive and respectful work environment. Furthermore, they demonstrate consistent initiative and contribute to the growth and success of the City of Liberal. I am proud to announce that the employees of the quarter for leadership and excellence are Bruce Young and Marie Wire. Thank you both for your hard work and dedication. Your efforts do not go unnoticed, and we are grateful to have you on our team. Bruce Young, if you would like to step forward to receive your award. Marie Wire, please step forward to receive your award.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations, Bruce, Marie. You guys continue to do a fantastic job, and great that you're recognized for your effort. So thank you very much. Item number 2, approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as printed.
Second. Okay, we have a motion by Matt and a second by Jose. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Item number 3, minutes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the January 20th, 26th regular meeting.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Ron and a second by Jeanette. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Item number 4, items from citizens. Do we have any citizens that would like to speak to the commission? Okay, item number 5, items from groups. Okay, seeing none. Item number 6, the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as printed.
Second.
We have a motion from Ron and a second from Matt. Do we have any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Item number 7, 2025 grants year in review.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners. Tonight I'm providing a brief overview of the city's 2025 grant activity. The document in front of you and on the screen summarizes our grant applications, awards, and pending requests for the year, along with some key highlights and prior year context. I'll walk through the major numbers, the funding sources, and then a few notable projects. Starting with the summary at the top of the report, in 2025, the city submitted a total of 18 grant applications. Of those, 8 were awarded so far, 6 applications still pending, and 4 that were not awarded. To date, that represents approximately $1.2 million in grant funds awarded this year. And that does not include the drug court funding, which brings in another $221,000, bringing that total to $1.4 million. For the breakdown of the awards, about 45% of our applications have been awarded, 33% are still pending, and 22% were not awarded. The pending category is important because several of those applications are still in competitive review cycles and may result in additional funding later this year, hopefully in the next couple months. In terms of where our grant funding is coming from, the majority of the applications, about 56%, were through state funding sources. Local grants made up 22%, while federal and private grants each accounted for about 11%. This reflects where the strongest opportunities currently exist for cities like ours, particularly at the state level. A few grant highlights that are listed in the middle of the report. First, the city received approval for just over $1 million in federal solar green energy credits, which supports recent solar power projects and helps offset long-term energy costs. Additionally, a request totaling, and this number needs to be updated a tad, a request totaling $2.7 in water projects has been submitted to the Kansas Water Office and is currently under review, and an additional $5.3 million towards loan forgiveness that has been sent to the Kansas Water Office. If approved, that forgiveness would significantly reduce the city's financial obligation on major water infrastructure improvements. Another important highlight is the Leadership Transformation Grant, which provides leadership development training for selected city staff through a partnership with the Kansas Leadership Center. This type of grant strengthens the organization internally and helps us build long-term capacity, not just physical infrastructure. Collectively, these grants support a wide range of city priorities, including infrastructure, public transit, traffic safety, parks and trails, historic preservation, energy efficiency, and staff development. Many of these projects would be difficult to fund through local dollars alone, which is why grant funding remains such a critical tool. It's also important to note that while some grants require matched local requirements, several private and foundation grants require no local match, and others use a standard 80-20 split or similar match structures that can include in-kind labor. All matching requirements are reviewed carefully to ensure they align with the city's budget and capital planning. In closing, the city continues to be competitive in securing grant funding with a strong mix of awarded and pending applications that support both immediate needs and long-term priorities. I appreciate the Commission's continued support of these efforts, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And there's
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Kristen.
A lot of good work happening there,
Yeah.
for sure.
Very good work. Okay, item number 8, Tourist Information Center Heating and Air Conditioning Unit.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, my Tourist Information Center is 29 years old, and nothing has been replaced. And so,
Not even you.
not even me. I haven't been there quite that long, Jeff, but thank you.
That wasn't a warning, by the way.
Good to know. Our heating and air conditioning units have limped along. Building maintenance had a hard time keeping our air conditioner going last year. We wanted to make it through 2025. We did. Now we would like to install both heating and air conditioning with more energy efficient models, hoping those bills will go down also. Staff recommends accepting the bid from HECO for $9,500 due to one bid not including enough information to determine specifications on the units. This is in my 2026 budget for Convention and Visitors Bureau funds.
So when are they planning, Sally, do you know when they would be able to begin work?
Yes,
Right
yes,
away?
once I get your approval and the unit is, I don't know if they actually have the unit, they may have to order it, but yeah, they should be able to put them in.
Okay.
That was my hope, that we could get it done really early in the year, and then building maintenance can like check me off for a while, they don't have to come see us.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the bid from HECO LLC for $9,500 due to one bid not including enough information to determine specifications on the units. This is as part of the 2026 budget expense from the Convention and Tourism Fund.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Matt and a second from Jeanette. Any discussion? Questions?
I'll abstain.
Okay. All right, all those in favor? Motion passes 4-0 with one abstention. And Sally's here for number 9, Rainbow Bench request.
Yes. As you know, we put up the Ruby slipper slide, Dorothy slipper slide last year. It's been very popular. There's hardly a day goes by that slide does not have people on it. Maybe not this week. It's been a little cold. But we'd like to continue to add to that area to make it more of a public art area, a very great attraction. And in that, I would like to add a rainbow bench to the northwest corner of what the cement slab that's already there. The idea is that it'll be a place where parents can sit while their kids go down that slide, because trust me, I've heard parents say, but you've already been down it 10 times. And also will be a great place for people to take photographs. We modified the design a little bit so it has a flat seat, so people will be able to shoot either with the slide in the background or with Dorothy's house in the background. So I anticipate a lot of photographs going on there. And it is a custom-built piece made from recycled wind turbine blades. So it will take 3 to 4 months to be constructed and shipped here. And so this is just merely asking you to approve the expense, which is in my 26 budget, so that we can get the process started, because I would like to have the bench here and in place before Memorial Day, which is kind of that's our travel season start.
And I guess it was made where it can be painted, is what it
Yes.
says in here? That's gonna-
Yes.
Where you can have somebody come out painting murals
Yes,
on it? Okay.
yes. I want it to look like a rainbow, but we could change that if, when it gets here. But yes, it is,
I
it will
like
be
it, yeah.
primed and
I
ready
like
to be
the picture that
painted.
we got in here. I didn't know if that was the idea, is the mural painters are gonna paint that, or they're gonna paint something else, but I guess, is that gonna be something you decide when the time comes, or?
Yes, although we can have that
Yeah.
discussion with more than just me.
Yeah.
It needs to be something that follows the Wizard of Oz theme, obviously. But, we could do poppies or,
I don't feel like I need to be in on the decision.
Are you sure?
I'm sure, I'll let you guys figure that out, but I like the picture that's in there. But
yeah, I really like the concept that they put together for me when I said that that's what I wanted to do
Yeah.
was a rainbow, so. I think it will look really nice and be a really great addition.
Then you know what the theme is, that it's under the rainbow, right? Or
Yes.
I would just like to make a comment that it's made from recycled wind turbine blades, and for those people who say there's not a use for those things, there actually is. So,
And
turning them into park benches.
and at least in my mind, it's going to be here long after we're all gone.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be very sturdy.
Is this something that we had budgeted for this year also? Am I correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I did put this in my budget.
I'll make a motion that we authorize city staff to sign contract and paying a deposit to Noble Winds to get the bench manufactured, shipped, and installed for the summer travel season, being budgeted out of the Convention and Tourism Fund.
Second?
Okay, so we have a motion from Ron and a second from Jose. Any additional discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Thank you.
Motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sally.
Thank you.
Item number 10, void results and bay discussion.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Matt Quinn with the Little Rec Department alongside Travis Martinez with the Rec Department. Did we have it set up? Okay. Tonight, we're gonna go over the void assessment that was with GPRS. Just go down. Oh, that's quicker. Okay. So we'll go over the void results. Travis kind of was the lead on this. So he'll take the lead on this one and kind of describe what's going on with some of the issues, and then afterwards, we'll talk more about the bay.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, so we went through a process earlier this month. It started last year in December, and we wanted to figure out where were the voids and where were we losing 20,000 plus gallons of water a day in the bay. So we contracted out GPRS to show us this. We go through it. So going through this, the guy came out from Missouri, took us 3 days for him to come out. So our biggest thing was it wasn't going under the intersection of 11th and Kansas. So he scanned the 11th and Kansas on the intersection, and you can see right here where it shows that there are no voids in that intersection. So that was a plus on our side. So he went from north to south, and then he went east to west on 11th. looking at that, and then he did our drainage ditch just east of the bay. Did not find any voids on that. And then going through it, he started doing that east sidewalk or the south sidewalk just south of the bay. And you'll see here on this page, which is on photo 7, which is your top one, we have a void there that's about probably 15 feet long. That goes from the top of our cement of our deck towards the curb of the road. We don't know how far deep it is. We're looking at anywhere from 3 feet to 20 feet. His machine will only scan to 3 feet deep. So he can't tell us the depth of it. He can only tell us how wide we are. And so we're right here about 15 feet wide on that deck. I'm talking with Brad at the beginning of this. This is where the parking lot of the old pool started. So we're thinking that all the gravel that was put in there has washed away under somewhere, and we have lost that void in there. So you'll see that. You'll also see in photo 8 and photo 9, right there where our kiddie pool is, and then our ship pool. So our ship pool is probably the most concerning, which is at photo 9. I know it says photo 8, but it's supposed to be photo 9, area 5. So that's probably one of our most concerning, besides another one that we have, and we'll show that here shortly. That one ranges from about 20 feet, and we're about 6 feet wide from the 20 feet long of it. We don't know how deep it goes though. Under the ship pool, there is another pool, which is the older pool. From the way that Jose from the water department described us, is we built up from the old pool about 8 feet, and then we built on top of that the pad that's there. So under there, we're losing somewhere between the 3 feet and then the bottom of the deck of the old pool, which is another 15 feet. So we're somewhere between 3 feet and 15 feet deep in that.
Could there be additional void below that also?
I was just thinking that too.
So we can't
So I
go
come
that
from
far.
Florida, and you have sinkholes in Florida that are created by voids of water underneath.
Right, correct.
And they always average them, hey, they're 20 feet, but then they find out they're 125 feet because there's a water vein or something that's underneath that they didn't know about, and it's just completely cavitating underneath. So I guess my biggest question is there
So
a
the
strong
on-
possibility that it could be even deeper
So the
than?
only way we can figure that out is the way the GPR has told us is we'd have to drill pilot holes, stick a camera in there and see how far it goes.
Okay.
We would eventually probably hit the bottom of the old pool, eventually at probably about 15 feet. That's what that's showing. On this side of it, on photo 9 is our number one void location. It's right west of the red and yellow slide, and I'll show you a bigger picture here in shortly. But that photo 9, it only shows that part, but it goes from the edge of that pool, which is our lap pool, and it goes all the way back to our pump house. And so we're talking 30 to 45 feet from the deck of our pool all the way to the pump house, and we're about 6 feet wide on all sides. That's another one. We don't know how far. We do know that we're at least 3 feet, but there's the old pool that sits at probably 10 feet deep. So we would have to go all the way down to figure out where that void's at.
The concerning part on that one is that's where all the big water lines are coming out of. So out of the pump house, that's taking water to the lap pool, that's taking water to the slides. So you're getting a lot of water pressure right into that area.
And I want to throw this in, we do know from repairing that area in previous accounts, some of the pipe was not glued together. It was dry fitted, but not glued together, which there could be other areas of school that's the same way.
So what you're looking at on the right side is where our voids are at, and I should have told you this before, but on that is just showing you. So where it goes from really white, that's our void. We just don't know how deep it is. So any of these that you're seeing here, these are our voids, but he's only measuring a small portion of it, so you can see where that void is at. So we're at least 3 feet under surface of our deck. In the middle, that's where our two pools joined. So the old pool was the whole thing from our lap pool to our ship pool, and that's where our
bulkheads.
Bulkheads are.
Yep.
So our bulkheads in the middle of those two poles are leaking somewhere between there. And you see that on photo 10. Our bulkheads are from one side to the other side, but he didn't paint the inside of where the bulkheads. He's painting the outside of those bulkheads, which is telling us that we have a leak on our bulkheads and we have voids on both sides. So when we go through this, photo 12 is going to be on the north side of the pool, and that's another major area that we have. So we did repair this last year. It goes into our hydrostorm coming out of our pump house. And so out of our pump house, we have a 4-inch pipe that goes into our hydrostorm. We repaired 2 spots in our hydrostorm last year, but it just looks like we still have it has to be a broken pipe under from the pump house to where our hydrostorm starts. So that's where you see that void at. And that's probably our 3rd largest one in the whole pool. And then photo 13 and 14 go back to your photo 9, your 10, which is part of that lap pool all the way back to the pump house. It just shows you the extensiveness of that whole void in that area. And those are right under our red and yellow slide, or basically our red slide. So one of our red slides, one of its pillars, and you can see in photo 13, the pillar goes right in the center of that void. So we don't know how far that pillar goes down, and we don't know how far the void is. So where's that pillar going to go in the next year or so? We don't know yet.
So that could create an instability in that slide, am I correct?
Possibly.
At any given time.
At any given time. So we have to drill these pilot holes if we want to figure out how deep we are. And then here's our last photo is photo 14, which is right behind our frog over there in the kiddie pool. It's another bulkhead. Like we said, our bulkheads are leaking, and this is showing a bigger leak from all bulkheads that we're about 4 feet extended off of our bulkhead that's leaking off that kiddie pool. And so what we're thinking is, since we don't have nothing in that kiddie pool, we're losing that whole water every day, all day long. We got to fill up the kiddie pool twice a day. We got to fill up 2 pools twice a day, which is we got to fill up another one once a day, and this one's twice a day, which is where you're coming in for your 20,000 plus gallons of water. So we're thinking what happens since we don't have no voids in our kiddie pool. We're thinking that it's coming back to that bulkhead, and we're leaking out of that bulkhead. So that's where you get that void in that bulkhead now. Our final picture is kind of the area of the pool. You kind of can see where all the voids are at in this. There's a lot of minor voids that he didn't put on our evaluation, just so it wasn't so repetitive. But he told us that there's probably another 10 to 15 voids that he just didn't put on here because they're so small. But we do have other voids other than these in the pool. But as you can see, our biggest ones will be your area 11, area 10, your area 1, area 9, and then your area 4 and 5 is kind of where our biggest ones are at. Most concerning, I would say, would be the one from your pump house to the main pool, which that's a 6-inch water main that goes through that from the pump house.
Correct.
Okay.
Lot to process right there.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lot to process. But I'm so glad that we did this. I think that was a great move by you guys and right decision. Because this kind of helps us in the next steps moving forward in the direction we want to go. If repurposing at this location, building brand new at this location, or moving to a new location, this kind of, I think, gives us a game plan idea for the next steps in what we need to do. Does anybody have any questions on the void? Travis did a great job explaining a lot of it. Like he said, there was a lot of them in the return areas around the pool, your baskets that were all leaking out. And I'm glad he didn't put that on here. It looks like my English paper from high school. I mean, red marks everywhere, but concerns for sure.
He didn't find anything else east of Area 9, north of Area 4? Because that little peninsula right there between the hydrostorm and
Yep. So where
pool?
that palm tree's at. So that's one of his minor ones that he didn't put on there, and that was a lot from we dropped a lot last year because that line was broke, and we still have those lines broke into all those palm trees. So we haven't used the palm trees in probably the last 9 years because all those are broken.
Because that's the one where I noticed the most pull from the cement, because it pulled 2 inches away
Yeah.
from the
Oh, yeah.
pool
Yeah, there's a
and
big
4
gap.
inches up.
Yeah,
Correct.
and the ones that he also didn't do, so every pool has a skimmer basket, if not 3 or 4 skimmer baskets. So over here on area 5, where you see where it says area 5, but it points to that, right in that box of area 5, we actually have a 4-inch line that's broken right now inside that box. So that leads to our kiddie pool right now. Last season, we had to fill up that pool through the toys, and we had to transfer our chlorinators inside to the pump house, which is dangerous for our staff, especially the kids and our managers that are taking care of that pool daily. At the end of the season, we had to move it inside, and we had to drill it into our toys so that we could get chlorine and have safe water for that baby pool. So right now we're going straight chlorine straight through our toys into that pool from last season.
Right.
And we still have it like that just for the fact that we haven't fixed that 4-inch line going to fill that pool right now.
Which is on the list. If we open up this summer, that's project number 1 that needs to be
Yeah,
addressed.
so I have a list right now, and this is the way I look at it, and I don't know how the rest of the commission feels right now. I see Jeanette feels that way. I feel like we have a high level of safety concerns is the way I look at it. So we're talking about voids underneath the ground, pillars that could be possibly unstable. We have high levels of chlorine that'll be pumped in because of that. We've got multiple water lines. I mean, as a city, and the way I look at it, representing the city, I understand the need for it and the want for it, but does the need and the want outweigh a safety hazard right now that we're dealing with? So we are now aware of what's underneath the ground right now.
Right, correct.
And so is the public right now. Anybody who's watching it right now is gonna say, okay, well, there's voids underneath the ground. We don't know how deep they are. They could be 15, they could be 30 feet deep, and all of a sudden my kid's in the pool or running around and it caves in, and nightmare scenario is what I'm thinking. So I guess my biggest question is, is opening it even a scenario that we even need to think about this year? There's number one. I mean, that's my biggest concern, especially with the pillar sitting in between 2 very large voids on a slide.
Now, I would
I
like
mean-
to see us, go ahead and do the drilling
Right.
on all those voids so we can see
Oh, dude, there.
what,
Yeah.
it might be 15 feet, it might be 4 feet.
Correct, but
But
it's
I
still,
mean, anything under
it's
that
still
pillar is no
unstable
good.
though. That's
I
what
understand. Well, the
it's
pillar would be,
a void
but-
on both sides of a pillar on a slide
Yeah,
is still an
I
instability.
get that, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying is that we ought to try and find out exactly what our problem is.
Right.
I mean, we know how we have a problem, we just need to find out how big that problem is, and then we can make an informed decision.
GPRS recommend a company who can bore and camera?
They did not.
No,
They just told us he just lets all his clients know that they do recommend doing that to know that the deepness of the depth of each void.
we can reach out and ask who they recommend in that situation. I think that could be a good way to go. I mean, you've been dealing with concrete and your whole life, stuff like that. Who would you recommend, or who do you know?
I don't know, because then we're talking about camera too, so
Right.
it's kind of I don't know if these plumbers that have cameras that go in sewer lines, I think it's a different animal probably, but I think we need to reach out and find. I mean, it's definitely not something a regular concrete person would do necessarily. I did have a couple questions though, so area 2 and area 5 actually fall within the old pool, right?
Yes, they
So
do.
you're saying that when they did all this, they did not knock the bottom of the pool of that part out, they left it in?
Yep, they left it in, and they put, what did Jose say? They put dirt, gravel,
Yeah.
Oklahoma road gravel, dirt.
Couple
and
layers,
then-
yeah.
Which to me, those areas, I don't know if 2 actually it falls outside the edge of the pool, I think. But area 5 is in the pool, right?
Area 5,
But-
partial of area 2, so that north foot that goes out of that area 2, that's inside the pool, that's the edge of the pool that we have about a 2-inch gap.
Right, and they did the bottoms of all the other pools, right?
Yep.
Yes,
Which,
yes, sir.
which tells me at least we don't have problems in the bottom of those other pools. I could see why there's area in that area because of the previous pool. And maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave the bottom of the pool in, I wouldn't think, to do something like that, but as far as abandoning all the other pools, then I think what you gotta do is, like you said, you need to core these and see, and then take care of where the pillar is to start with, and in areas, to me, areas 2 and 5, but I see the fix, if you're saving this pool, is actually tearing out a lot of the deck and rerunning all the lines to all the pools, so you know what they look like, right? But that could be a pretty good undertaking, right? But right now, we don't trust any of the lines going to any of the pools, right?
But one of our ideas was we can count the lines and see which ones are broken.
Right, okay,
There's so many 45, 90s.
yeah,
Some of them go down and then they go this way and then they go.
Right.
Yeah.
Our cameras can't make any of it. We tried that on the hydrostack last year. We couldn't go from it to the pump house because it went out 90 down, came back up.
some of the lines that are deep is the drains though, right? Is there any drains that are deep? And they'll come up, and then all the other lines do not have to be deeper than 30 inches, 3 feet, right? They don't have to. They probably are. Or they may not be.
So I think all coming out of the pump house, since we're pump house is underground, all our lines are gonna be right around 6 feet probably.
6 feet?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They don't need to be that deep.
No.
If they're coming out of the pump house at 6 feet, what says they're not able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From that
Right.
area.
I just feel like we probably need another work session or just a little bit more time to discuss this more thoroughly, just
Yeah.
because it's a lot of information overload and we all have a lot of questions.
The other question I would ask is, so you've got the old pool that's underneath the ground, if we're gonna go ahead and, let's say the voids are pretty shallow, and we're gonna repair what we've got, we need to dig that old pool out, am I correct? Does it need to come out? And kind of
We're
restabilize?
talking about
For-
area
for
2 and 5
opening-
where the ship's at, right?
Yeah, we need to restabilize that ground, not leave that there, right? So now you're talking about a massive
that's-
undertaking of going down like exceptionally,
Where the boxes, not the areas, but the boxes that say 6 and 8,
yeah.
that's the old pool too, and they kept it too.
Oh,
There's no issue.
okay, so there's a whole bunch of,
I mean, because remember the deep end, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Now come down and
Yeah.
slope.
Yeah,
We filled all that, poured a complete cabin here. We don't have any issues.
Yeah, that was
The shallow one.
12, 15 feet, wasn't it?
right. That's where the deep end was.
Mm-hmm.
Where areas 2 and 5 are, we're probably only 4 feet
They
deep.
just left it, yeah.
But if we brought it up, it could be 5 to 6, but
Yeah.
it's not 15 there.
they flat.
And you would think that the water would end up down there and there'd be voids down there, but
Where the
that's
drains
probably
were.
sealed off. It got filled good probably and
We had this area, 5, last year, we had
Yeah.
to cut and replace the lines. And all the leak, or all the voids now outside of that area that we worked on. So was there another pipe that's going to another pond that's broken? I don't know, if we had a footprint of where we do the piping ran, it'd be a lot simpler. But we don't, and we're just gonna start cutting. I don't know.
Well, there's a map, it's just, the pipes, like he's saying, don't match up,
Okay.
and it's hard to trace, so it's, you're cutting and going.
if I was.
Tracer lines, you can trace it and
Yeah.
figure it out.
Right.
If I was doing it, just saying what I would do is I would find a company and see what it would cost to replumb every pool. And then your cost would be cut out the concrete to make a path to each of those pools.
Correct.
So you're saying abandon the old stuff, just make,
Right, abandon all the old stuff. Most of it's deeper anyway, would think, and confirm that with the new company is, if we ran 3 to 4 foot deep, I would think that's plenty deep. And you could cut out deck then, of course, you're gonna cut out deck where these voids are, and you can either, fill them with something or a slurry mix with concrete, which is fairly cheap, flow fill, possibly, and at first probably determine, core some and see how deep some of those voids are, but then I don't know that it would cost anything to get a quote for somebody to say, would make you a drawing real quick and say, okay, I need, supply and return lines from to this pool, this pool, this pool, this pool. You can run along this path, you cut a slot in the deck and run that, but if we had a quote on that to start, we wouldn't have a lot of money in getting a quote for that, I wouldn't think, if somebody wanted to do it,
Okay,
would we?
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's why we're bringing it tonight,
Yeah,
the discussion.
That
I
allows you to
mean,
put your
it
pump
doesn't-
house above ground and out of
Yeah, I was
wherever
gonna
the
say
pump
that
house is.
There's real serious issues with that pump house.
Yeah. Is it like falling apart?
Sinking.
Sinking, falling apart, yeah. Structural.
Yeah, the only one on that side, on the green, your green and blue side, so that green and blue side is fed with a 6-inch line under the old pool. So that's how you get water to that south side on those two slides. It goes from the pump house, which we're 10 feet underground, and then it goes under the old pool to feed those two slides.
So it goes,
Yeah,
and that line was in there or was put in there?
I believe it was put in there
Yeah, and it takes a 6-inch line to feed the pool?
to
I mean,
feed the two
slides.
slides.
Yeah, the distance of
That's
that,
that
yeah.
big of a line?
Yep.
Okay, so in that case, I think we find a boring company that can bring that in. You might also end up needing, I don't think your standard sewer cameras will work. You'll probably need a diving camera that can actually rotate. They have control for where it moves and how it moves. I don't even know how that works, so.
We'll
But
find
it'll
it,
have to
yeah.
be somewhat specialized if you're actually trying to find the depth of a
Right.
sinkhole, if it's not.
Yeah, right, yeah. Hopefully it is only 2 feet.
Hopefully.
That's what I'm crossing my fingers with, but. Around a lot of sinkholes, so.
I guess find that and then we'll bring it back to the,
I mean, if there was voids under several of the pools, I would say it'd be an easy decision,
Right.
because then you'd have to start breaking them out. But if those pools don't have voids under them, there's options. But if there was voids under them, it's just a complete demo. Because that's where, doing deck and putting in a trench to run pipe in is not that expensive.
Right.
Tearing out bottoms of pools would have been.
See, and when you, on one of the artwork remodels, the blue and green slide would be gone. 2 of those pools would be gone due to the lazy river, so a lot of it would be tore up to begin with. And then, the hydro storm in that area, that was all gonna be removed to a tipping bucket. The blue and green would stay, the red and yellow would be removed. That would then become a splash pad in that area. There'd be more canopies, seating area for parents. So a lot of this stuff is cosmetic in areas that were gonna be ripped up if we went with the remodel.
Demo deck anyway.
So that is just an option. I think this is something you sit down and you discuss a little bit more, because there is a lot to unravel with it.
another question. Most of this decking wasn't made with cement that had rebar in it. So if it was to collapse, there's a structure holding it and it's just not cement slab that's gonna
So
fall in.
none of the deck has rebar in it
That we've come across.
that we've come across,
Interesting.
or it doesn't have no
There's
mesh,
no reinforcement in it at all?
Nope.
Wire or anything?
fiber, wire,
I
rebar.
think we need to get somebody there pretty quick.
Parts we have
Clearly
ripped
holes in
out
it.
due to fixing lines, they have not come across any.
That's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
And just kind of so you all know as well. So to even open this pool this year, we got to fix that 4-inch line where that area 5 is, where that box is, not where the red is. We have a 4-inch line that's collapsed there, that fills that pool. We have 3 toys that spider off that number 4, that 4-inch line. We have to seal the whole ship pool all the way around because we got a 2-inch gap inside of it. I don't think that's gonna fix our water issue. I think we're still gonna have to fill those 2 pools. And then we're gonna have to do some pump repair to our chlorinators that are inside to take them back outside, to get something going for this summer. on that.
Do we have an estimated cost analysis just to?
A lot of it's gonna be in-house with the concrete, the piping with street, well, no, he's shaking his head. I was discussed once, so maybe,
We gotta go put on that list.
I mean, the water department does an amazing
We'll put
job.
some rebar in the budget.
Everything we're going back with has rebar in it.
Best estimate, 100,000. I know that might be low ball on throwing a number out. Just best estimate currently.
What did we
could get
budget
something
for
closer.
reopening the pool?
For rec improvements, we budgeted 500K.
Thought it was around 4,
Yes.
yeah.
So we do have funds budgeted to handle this type of thing.
Okay.
So for, just try, are we looking to do what we can to get it through this season? And as soon as this season's over, start doing the remodel that we talked about on the same foot?
Well, I think it kind of depends on what we find with those cameras.
They
Yeah, I
want to
kinda
know
wanna
the
look for the
depth.
voids as well, look into the void.
If that one slide, if there's nothing underneath that pillar, just concrete holding it up.
So the
Now, I'm
two-
assuming that pillar goes down a ways, but
the
I mean, I guess it
slides-
goes to the bottom of the old deck.
The slides you said that stay in are the ones on the south side, though, and the north ones are coming out. for the
Correct,
Splash pad,
correct,
right?
sir. Yep.
So we would be taking that out and demoing that deck and fixing those voids anyway. That slide would come down anyway.
yeah.
Correct.
I do think that we need to get it scoped. I mean, I agree with everybody here. We
Check
need
the
to see-
pier on
we
that
need to see-
slide before this year.
Yeah, we need to see how deep those voids are before anybody's in it, playing on it, or we're doing anything. I mean, and I couldn't consciously sit here and be like, yeah, it's great, and we don't know what it is.
We've
just-
got till
Yeah, you got what,
June.
till June. so
The first
that's-
of June, end of May, first of June, do that. But I think we ought to really start talking about some options
Yeah.
before that.
Oh, yeah, we need to, I think we need to have a work session put into place that we can sit down with the multiple options that we think are probably, I mean, obviously, we see some stuff on the horizon here that.
Yeah. Do we have anything planned for the February work session? Or do
We
you want a
discussed-
special work session for this? Because this could run past an hour.
I do feel like this one probably needs a special one all on its own, just because of the depth of the conversation.
Correct.
So next steps is that could you guys find a couple of companies that could help us with the depth and the boring?
Absolutely.
And in my opinion, we need to do it as quickly as possible so we can have a solid plan. Because we're already looking at lifeguards and hiring summer staff, so we need to be able to address that head on.
And so you guys are any guys opposed to going to the bay and actually, this is just showing you what this looks like. You actually, I think you really need to go out there and see what it actually is. Because I think it'll open your eyes a lot more than what
Yeah,
this
I would
picture
agree.
shows you.
Well, the fact you said that pool has 2-inch cracks as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are the cracks down or are the
They're on.
cracks out? Like, is it spreading or is it sinking?
Both.
Oh, wonderful.
We're going over it.
We get the both word, that's always great.
And that's why he wants you guys to see it with your eyes. That way
So
you can-
in your opinion then, from what we're seeing here, seeing it in person gives it a much more higher level of
I believe
severity?
so.
You're
Yes,
saying
yes, sir.
deck to outside of pool, though, not inside the pool gap.
Inside the pool gap.
On the ship pool,
bottom,
inside.
on the
bottom
ship
of
pool.
bottom of the deck, bottom of the pool to your wall, your exterior wall. I guess,
So the
your
gap
interior
is
wall.
in the pool?
In the pool.
in the
And
pool.
what do you have in the gap right now? Nothing?
Well,
Every year.
Flex
you seal
Seal
it.
has done an
Yep,
amazing
seal it.
job. And I'm not trying to be sponsored, but we could sell this to them later. But it has worked tremendous. Flex
Well, it
Seal
looks to
is
me like that pool would actually need some major work anyway. It's the other
correct.
pools that look like they have.
Yeah, everything we put in it, it just
solid
keeps
bottoms
going down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can fill it, we can foam fill it and then caulk
Then
it,
go down
but
again.
we've done that already a few times.
It keeps shifting.
It just
Yeah.
keeps shifting and keps going down. We keep losing it.
And so the next steps, we'll reach out to a couple companies. We'll put our foot on the gas pedal on this. We'll try to get somebody here immediately. Do you want us to just go with Scarlett? Does she have approval? If you
Yeah.
kind of want to
Yeah.
go with that. We'll get bids. We'll get a couple bids first, if we can, and then go that route. And then we'll have some options. And then if you guys would like to tour the bay, we could set up that date as well.
I think we should.
Yeah, I think we need to because.
We ought to probably do that, just
You're saying
have a
it's much
tour in
more severe.
conjunction with the meeting.
The work session.
With the work session,
Start
yeah.
it at the pool.
And then,
Yeah.
And just go to the Girl Scout building and do the while we're in there.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's
Good.
good.
Do you guys have any dates,
that you're looking at how soon you would like to get this scheduled, or do you need to look at calendars and then let us know?
I still think we need to know when a company can
You
come
wanna
in.
wait
Okay.
until we get
Yeah.
some quotes?
Yeah.
So there's a winter vortex coming, if you didn't know it, in February 10th, so.
Oh,
I saw
Let's
that in
see,
mind.
let's see if we can get that canceled.
Yeah.
We can't fit that into our schedule.
Yeah, we need to cancel that. That doesn't work for my schedule.
I don't think none of
It
ours.
definitely doesn't work for
Last week
ours.
it didn't work at all.
So I think maybe we need to staff work on dates maybe, and you can
Okay.
shoot us texts or whatnot. We can fit it into our calendar for a
So-
work session.
get bids and dates.
We'll get quotes right away, then we'll contact you for dates, then we'll plan for an on-site with a follow-up at Girl Scout building.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great
guys.
work, guys.
Appreciate it very much. Okay, item number 11, city staff. Who's the present for? Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Go ahead, Matt. You're all sitting there ready to launch.
I didn't know what's going on, so I just want to take a quick minute. Oh my gosh. The rec center is doing their Valentine fundraiser. So if you guys are looking to give a loved one, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, does not matter. Claudia is doing a fantastic job. We do this every year. Keep it super cheap and affordable. They go from $5 to 15. This one right here you see is 15. You can mix, match, have some fun with it. We cannot deliver to schools, so just a FYI on that one. But we will deliver for free on, I believe, the 13th. There is a $3 fee for delivery. Oh man, this is falling apart. I'm gonna get in trouble. But all sorts of little ones. They have bags of candy. They have all sorts of different plush toys, soccer ball, basketballs, you name it. The girls do a great job. Travis and me stay away from this because we eat the candy. So it's fun.
Can you make any money at $15 for that?
Yes, sir, we do.
Oh, you do?
Yes, we do. When we buy it in such big bulk, this right here, I'm not trying to give away our thing if you're trying to sell these on the side.
Yeah.
But I can tell you.
No, I was gonna buy them from you and give them away, but,
Oh,
or
yeah.
let you deliver them, but.
So there you go. Great one for your employees, so. Love
It's a
it.
pretty good deal.
All right, just want to make sure.
Something like that would cost you about $35-40 at the store.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
There you
that looks
go.
like more than 15 to me, so put me down for 20 of them.
Gotcha. I'll hold you to that. I just need your credit card number after one of the meetings.
Or family.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, I interrupted somebody who was getting ready to talk. I'm sorry.
Brad said he had a lot of things last meeting.
So, in our 2026 budget, we have cart pass for the golf course. Me and Steve met with golf course staff yesterday, and we're gonna start those right after the pancake mix. We got about 1,700 feet.
Oh, wow.
Pass the court. So he says he can do it in about 30 days, weather permitting. And then from there, we're going to go to Harrison Circle and do, I'm gonna call it Rita sidewalk. We're gonna get that accomplished, and then we're gonna go back to Main Street with our crew and start dressing up the curb gutter and sidewalks on Main Street. That's why when he said his staff, I was like, we got a lot of stuff in the concrete crew on there. The other thing is, I wanna thank the street department, parks department, building maintenance department for all the snow removal work they did this weekend. And the airport was never shut down and delayed or anything else. They do, I don't care what anybody in this town says, they do a fantastic job of keeping us moving and keeping everything going. While we're at home, while we're going cozy beds, and we're out at 2 or 3 in the morning doing all this stuff. So we appreciate the heck out of it.
I just want to remind the commission, the League of Kansas Municipalities is having a Kansas Open Meeting Act for officials on Thursday, February 26th, from 10 a.m. to 11:30. So if anyone's interested in taking that, let me know. We'll get you registered and learn some new info. Thanks.
Anybody else? Steve?
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, I don't think we mentioned this last commission meeting, but I wanted to just kind of put it out there that if Nick Rotolo has been promoted to the Pro Shop Manager at Willow Tree Golf Course. He's been with the city for a while, and after Chrissy Walt retired, Nick stepped up, and we're looking forward to him having another successful year at the golf course. But like Brad mentioned, there's a lot of preparation going on and planning for the golf course right now. So we are very excited to make that announcement. The other thing that's going on, as you're probably aware, we have a new sign out on Kansas that's advertising for lease space at the Greer House, which would be upstairs and downstairs. I prepared a request for proposal on that, which has been submitted and should be posted on our city page. We're looking to extend that a little further as well. With the office space upstairs that's been vacant for quite a while, to get the right tenant inside there. So tentatively, we are looking at doing something by the end of February as far as getting someone picked and someone to rent that space out. Currently, I've been going through cleaning and contacting vendors. Basically, the building had been vacated by the Napoli's tenant. And so cleaning out, I had mentioned getting vendors in there to clear their property out of there, organizing it, inventorying it, making any repairs that are necessary, and having it prepared for it to be leased out. So any questions on that at all? No? Good. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other staff? Okay, item number 12, City Manager's Report.
Okay, so Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, just to piggyback a little bit more on what Brad said, I have a short rundown from the weekend because it's always exciting when we have weather. He already thanked Streets, Parks, Maintenance for their work over the weekend. A lot of people don't know. They get up at 4 a.m, especially when they think school is in session, and they were out yesterday at 4 a.m. They weren't aware that school was being canceled, but I still feel that made a positive impact on everybody, and I received several calls and texts. I forwarded one compliment to the commission to make sure that you were aware. Also, prior to this meeting, I spoke with Deputy Police Chief Chris Head. He told me that we only had 5 non-injury accidents from the onset of the storm through today, correct? So that's pretty positive overall with the non-injury portion of that. And this is not weather related, but I do want to thank the fire department. They assisted Booker, Texas with a large plant fire that they had yesterday. We weren't comfortable sending a ladder truck due to some things that we had going on. So Kelly contacted Rural Fire. They sent 1 firefighter and the ladder truck, and we sent 2 off duty and Jose Torres. So these are things that people don't know very often that we do, but when surrounding communities need our help, we step in. You never know when we're going to be the ones that need assistance. So thank you so much to them for all of their work there, especially with the weather the way it was. I want to congratulate Marie Wire and Bruce Young. They've already left this evening, but for their accomplishments. Without these two, I'm not sure where we would be in these areas. The bus department with Marie, she totally stepped in when Rodney became ill, and she never asked for attention. She never blinked. She said, I will go full time for the time frame that I need to keep the department running. And I'm so appreciative to her, and she is still there training Jeanette while we're getting her up and running, and that seems to be going well. She should be able to go back to part-time soon, of which I'm sure she's looking forward to, but we love her so much. And Bruce, he grumbles a little bit whenever I give him another project, but secretly, I know he loves it, right? So we're just gonna keep doing that, but his department and Streets did so much work for us in 2025. They really make us look good. For all the work that they do. So I so appreciate that. I also want to personally thank Dane Richardson. He's the USD 480 superintendent. Last night we were able to get some negotiations taken care of that I've been working on for 2.5 years, 3 superintendents, 2 different school boards, to get some back SRO payments negotiated there for their wages and their benefits during 2021 and 2022. I've really enjoyed getting to know Dane. He's very personable and approachable, and I love that relationship that we have, and I'm very appreciative for that. Look forward to many good years working alongside him in the school district. And the last thing I want to say, very excited about the group we're taking to Topeka tomorrow. So we have commissioners, city staff, and some Pancake Day board members going with us up to Topeka for Pancakes at the Capitol. Sally is all ready for that, yes. How many years have we done this?
I think this series,
Yes.
this is about our 10th year.
10th year.
But they used to do it way back in the day.
Okay.
They actually cooked the pancakes back then.
Oh, fabulous. Well, last year was my first go around. This will be my second time. Last year when I went, I had heard that Dodge City took their can-can dancers from Boot Hill for Dodge City Day promo, and I said, well, I don't have can-can dancers, but I have miniature munchkins from the dance studio at the rec department. So we're taking 5 or 6 of those little girls with us to be ambassadors and take gifts around and photo ops, and I think they will be a hit. I honestly can't wait. I'm sure everybody's going to come down and want to take a look and have pictures. We have a backdrop and all sorts of good things ready to go, a little bit different than previous years. So looking forward to that, and that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scarlett. Item number 13, items from commissioners. Who wants to start? Okay, Ron.
I want to start by congratulating Bruce and Marie, right? And for doing a wonderful job. Bruce has just been outstanding for years. It's hard to probably have a spirited conversation with him sometimes because he just dialed in, I guess, but has done a really good job for a long time. And so I want to thank them and like I say, Marie for stepping in and taking care of that. I'd like to, say something about the concrete crew out there. I haven't gone out and handed out my business card yet to any of their employees, but they did a wonderful job on the intersection down there and the stuff they've done on Washington Street. Everywhere I've seen, they've done good work, and I'm glad that they're going to go out there to the golf course and do that, because that'll be right in their wheelhouse, and good to see them make use, save the taxpayers some money probably. I know we used to debate that back in the day, whether we saved any money, but the way I watched them work, I think they did a really good job and did it without a lot of people. So congratulations to them or thank them, I guess I should say, for doing what they're doing. And it helps the community. The rest of the staff, thank you for everything. It's kind of exciting. I want to see I haven't been down the slide. I may not be down the slide. I don't know if I make the weight limit or not, but
You just go faster.
Bench, I think, will be a nice addition to that, because I do see people out there sometimes, and they'll make another photo op, like you said in your presentation, and I think that's a good thing. I don't know if anybody's been by, not to say that I've done anything yet, but people have. If you've been by where the street project is, I mean, it's changed immensely quick, and I think that we'll probably, not this week, but next week, be pouring some concrete there. They've got basically all the streets cut in and most of the base down. I think there was only one spot that needs a little bit of work. Well, 2 spots maybe, because there was a spot that needs filled a little more. But city come out, and there was a manhole that showed up that needed cut down on Larry Lane, and city got right out there and got it done. Thanks, Brad and Jose and all the crew that went out there and did it to get it. So it wouldn't be something we'd have to think about whether it was going to be ready or not. They just got it done. So, but if you get a chance, drive by there, and like I say, hopefully we're going to make it look a lot different here in the next couple of weeks. Sounds like we're going to have to gear up to go fast, because now we're getting told there's going to be a February storm. He left, didn't he? I said, I hope he didn't jinx me, but Travis, I don't need that winter burst or whatever, but it is only January right now. But that's really all I got. Thanks everybody for all you do.
Thanks, Ron.
I'll go.
Go, Jose.
It's kind of nice to be able to go second, so I can say all the same things again without being the fifth person who says it all. Definitely congratulations to Bruce and Marie. Very deserving. Many employees deserve it, but I think the point that you had to pick two for this quarter just shows how many employees we have that do a great job throughout the city. And by all means, I don't think anyone would disagree that these two deserved it. Thank you to all the staff. I've definitely, you hear it on Facebook and everywhere else, your standard complaints, but most of the major roads have cleared up. All the intersections have dirt, sand, and salt down on them, so unless you're going too fast, then you'll miss it. But just the fact that we had 5 non-injury accidents, which I think is the standard for a week in most cases. Yeah. I see quite a few of those come across my desk on regular days. So I think people were actually driving a little more careful. So real happy with that. Shout out to USD 480. Thank you, Scarlett. And definitely thank you to both their board and their superintendent for working with us and getting this accomplished and done between our SROs, the police department, and the schools. Real glad to see that accomplished and finally done and settled. So it's just another mark on where we've been able to address the finances of the city, but continue to work together with the other entities to make sure that both sides are actually working and getting an equitable portion on what's actually happening. Many times people will say, well, it's all the same tax dollar. And to some degree it is, but through time we've discovered the school, the college can only spend money on things that help the students, while the city and the county are responsible for bringing in more industry and quality of life and roads and everything else that's required. So at any point in time when those dollars can be shared, then that's dollars that we don't have to double dip between the constituents. So thank you for doing that. And always just thank you to all the staff for everything that gets done. And that's all I got for now.
Okay.
Thanks, Jose.
Well, to thank you to all the staff. Bruce and Marie, congratulations on, Employee of the Quarter. I like the fact that we do that now with the city. I mean, I remember when we brought that on, and I think it's really a nice thing. So the rewarding our staff for the hard work that they do, I think goes a long way. To everybody for the cleanup this past weekend with the, 25 inches of snow that we were supposed to get, that was only 3, which I'm okay with that. But it was nice to see roads cleared, sand and salt in the areas that are needed. Cautionary moments where they're like, I probably shouldn't be getting out and driving around. That's probably the better idea. I mean, if you're out there, and you got to go do something, it's fine. But, use cautionary, and I think people did. I'm glad USD 480 closed school, actually, because it was so cold. It was good to see that kids had to stay home. I know that was probably an inconvenience to a lot of parents out there, but at the same time, when it's 15 below zero and you wake up, kids can get hurt pretty quick. So I thought that was nice. To Matt and his crew for the current work that we've got so far on the pool and the whole water park area. I think that's great work, and I look forward to seeing what we're going to really transpire, how that's going to work out for us and what we're going to need to do. So that's super solid there. Other than that, I think that's everything. So yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to start off by congratulating Bruce and Maria as well on their award. I always brag about city employees that we have the best employees in the area. The results and the improvements in the community just speaks for itself. I'd also like to thank the street department, parks, maintenance, the airport, and all of the first responders for all of their hard work during the storm. Department as well, I did see a lot of pictures about the plant. It was a pretty big fire, and so do appreciate that we do help our nearby communities as well. The grants is another huge I do want to say thank you to everybody involved. I have personally filled out grants, and it's a process. It's a lot of research, a lot of writing, a lot of making sure everything's correct. And I think 45% awarded is huge. I was actually, before when I wrote grants, the average, I guess, the recipient would only get like 10 to 15%. So I say 45 is a huge
So
accomplishment.
far.
So far, sorry, it could be higher. But I also think that just shows our fiscal responsibility to being out in the community and looking for grants and not just wasting taxpayers' dollars. We always get creative to try to bring more quality of life projects to our community. With one of them being the Rainbow Bench, I'm super excited about that. I think we had a vision and it's just slowly turning into a reality. Matt and Travis, thank you for all your hard work. It was a lot of information it was information overload and I have a lot of questions, but I think it's just important information that we will need to make important decisions going forward. And then also thank you, Scarlett, for working with the school district and getting the SRO payments. Your consistency and not giving up over the last few years says a lot. And then I also want to thank you too, and everybody who's involved, for also changing the tradition that we've had at the Capitol for Pancake Day. I think you guys are going above and beyond this year besides just serving pancakes, and I think that just makes liberals stand out more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Everything on my list that I wrote down beginning of this has been talked about, so I don't know what to do. Thanks to all the staff who dealt with the snow and the cold, and I know that's a lot of extra work, so thank you. Matt and Travis, thanks for what you guys are doing on the water park. Kristen, thanks for what you do with the grants. And I know that's hard work. I'm like Jeanette, I've written them too, and they're a ton of work. So and very unappreciated work too. So Marie and Bruce, you're right. You couldn't find two people that are more deserving of those awards. And Scarlett, thanks for working with the school board, and thanks to the school board for and their administration for finally getting everything lined up and agreed to. The one thing that we didn't mention, and Scarlett sent me Scarlett or Keeley sent me an email about ArcStar with the airport, and I'm really looking forward to us getting started early on the process of getting 10,000 plus employments here so we can get some federal money. So anything that comes out from them, be sure to share it on your social media and talk about it. So anyway, thanks to everybody. We'll try to make that quick because 90% of that was rehash. So okay, item number 14, vouchers.
Well, since you're waiting on me to do it, I'm gonna say the disadvantage of going first on the items from commissioners is all the things that I did miss.
Yeah.
So the school deal was wonderful. This was wonderful. The pool information was wonderful. I think I skipped all those, but I probably lost something else. But I'd like to make a motion that we approve the vouchers in the amount of $1,582,524.51.
Second.
Ooh, squeegee. We'll give that one to Matt. We'll give it to Matt. So we have a motion from Ron and a second from Matt. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Motion passes 5-0. We're adjourned.